got granite rollers. They weigh about 30 pounds apiece, sitting on top of a granite slab at the base of the drum. And so just through the action of that granite upon granite, it's just crushing the daylights out of the beans and any sugar, anything else I put in there. Over time, the chocolate, the friction from all that grinding action will heat up the beans, and the cocoa butter in there will liquefy, and it turns into a molten liquid mess. So like right now, this has been spinning since about noontime today, and you can see it's chunky chocolate at this point. Haven't added any of the sugar yet, but the beans are at the point now where I can actually spray this out on this, because it's nice and fluid at this point. I've got some different readouts here that tell me how fast the drum is spinning, how long it's been spinning historically, and then the amperage draw of the grinding motor, which gives me an indication of how much work the grinder is doing. The higher the amperage, the more work it's doing. And so I don't want this 3.75 right here. I don't want that to jump up past like 10 amps because it puts too much strain on the motor. So those are the granite wheels spinning. There's a couple paddles to keep the stuff falling back in. But that's it. That's all there is to it. It's a very simple machine. This is not the way most chocolate makers make chocolate. Most chocolate makers have fully enclosed devices that you don't see all this stuff happening. But this is a throwback to the vintage way that chocolate was originally manufactured. Of course, the original mélangeurs, as they were called, had stationary drums, and if you can imagine this piece turning, rotating, and so the wheels would actually walk around on top of a stationary drum, rather than the wheels staying in place and just rolling in place around the drum that spins.
How much of the gap is there between the wheel and the bottom of the drum? Is it like a small space that nipping the mass through, or is it just rolling into
just rolling right. It's granite upon granite. It's just being lubricated by the beans. So otherwise, it's granite upon granite. There are some grooves in the granite wheels, but other than that, it's just direct contact.
So is the granite bottom of the...
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the drum has a granite bottom. And so you can see as I do this, the amperage goes up because it's doing a little bit more work.
What do you see in the granite on granite?
Yeah, it makes it work a little harder. And then here I've got my sugar ready to go, mise en place. Not long after this, Evan's going to come back and add the sugar in, and this will refine for a period of about 48 hours. So during this grinding process, we've got friction, we've got particle against particle action, which is called shear. All of this is releasing certain volatile compounds from the chocolate. It's refining in that it's what we started with. We're not going to end up with a fraction of that. So a lot of the flavor changes over this process. This here's another batch of chocolate. This is a coffee milk chocolate. So it's a